Yeah, I was so half asleep this morning. I tried to put myself up on the screen by muting myself. Good morning, James. Good morning, Miss Parker. Miss Parker. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to James. Happy birthday to you. And many more. Okay, just had to do that right quick. Happy birthday. I hope you had the best birthday ever. So today is my husband's birthday, and he's gonna be a whole almost non. We ain't 40 yet, but boy, when I do hit 40, I'm gonna be like partying it up. Some people be afraid. You know what I'm saying? They'll be afraid to age. I love aging. Good morning and much love, Miss Parker. And whenever you want to do that content together, if you just want to do it on your channel, you know what I'm saying? We can always do a mental health talk. We can always do just multiple different avenues and ways. Anything you want to talk about, just let me know. And if you ever want me over there, just all you got to do is make sure it's a day and time. The only days I'm not free are Saturday. Obviously, that's my husband's day. And Sunday is my geek and God day, you know. But I can work around Sunday a little bit, you know what I mean? It just depends on the time. I'm free usually after 2 or 3 o'clock my time, which is Central Standard Time on Sundays. But Saturday, that day is always busy for me. But Monday through Friday, I'm good, girl. Just give me a time. Um, I hope you all had an amazing Christmas holiday. I know that for some of us and some of, we're missing people out of our families this year. And for some people, it's harder. It's harder to deal with the holiday season this year. And I get that. And I want to send out my love to those who made it through because that's the hardest part is making it through it, right? So I just want to say that I am so proud of all of you who made it through. You made it through another year and you're going to keep making it. Oh, and also, yeah, happy Hanukkah to those who celebrate Hanukkah. And what's the other one that I'm trying to think of right now that comes around this time of year too? I don't know why it's not coming in my head. So I'm going to say happy holidays, right? Because there's so many different holidays that are celebrated for, I don't want to disrespect anybody's belief system because just because I celebrate one way does Kwanzaa. Thank you. Thank you. That's the one that didn't want to come to mind. I don't know why. Happy Kwanzaa to those who celebrate Kwanzaa. You know, I be forgetting stuff. Y'all know I will. My ADHD is fun like that. Okay. Also, I forgot to do this is your med check reminder on this Thursday morning. Please make sure that you take your medication. Now, y'all know I usually do true crime on Thursday, but because today is the day, good morning, Shaker, Shaker, Shaker. Because today is the day after Christmas and my husband's birthday, I was like, we're not, regular scheduled programming will come back. But right now, we just gonna have a little coffee conversation while we drinking our coffee and just chill out. And regular programming will resume eventually. But it's the holiday season, so I want to just chill. I don't want to have to do too much work because a lot of people don't know when I do these. Like when I do these topics and stuff, I do a lot of research into the topic, right? I have everything pulled up before the stream. I have like 4 or 5 different news articles, on True Crime Thursday so that we can completely go over the subject. And so I didn't wake up this morning, y'all, till late. I don't know about y'all, but I slept in this morning. Oh, I'm so happy for you, Toxic Orchid. No crazy drama. That's the crazy part about the holidays. When you don't have the family drama, that's when it's a good holiday. Because there's always them two cousins that just don't like each other or that brother and sister. And so they don't see each other but once a year on Christmas. And when you get them two or the two aunties, it's always just two people in the family, right? Sometimes it's more involved, but they just don't like each other. And when you get them together, sometimes it be drama, drama, drama. So it's good when you don't have drama. I'm gonna say this: I am so thankful for my bonus family. I have my regular family that I've always been thankful for, right? For my entire life. Like I love my mama, I love my daddy, you know what I'm saying? And of course my son. Oh, and my son had the best Christmas. He's so happy about his gift. He's so excited. He loves it. Now I can tell y'all, because I don't care if I say it out loud now, he got a gaming computer, the tower and all that other stuff. So he got him one of those show enough gaming computers. About took us to the broke house. About took us to the broke house, child. It about took us to the broke house. I don't know if y'all know how expensive them dang gaming computers are. And we made sure he got a good one so he can play pretty much any game he wants. You know what I'm saying? But and he loves things. He's always been a technological person. Always loved technology ever since he was young. He got his first laptop when he was 4 years old. That child's been typing incomplete sentences and doing that since he was 5, 6, 7 years old. Um, yeah. I had of course, he was always around me when he used the laptop, and I knew exactly what he was doing with it. But yeah, he's been technologically advanced since he was very, very young. He's very good with it too. Because see, what had happened was I had a laptop and like one of the buttons would start sticking, and I was going to college at the time. And so I had to buy a new laptop, right? Well, I figured the other laptop, there's nothing really terrible wrong with it. It's just some of the buttons stick, and I can't use that when I'm trying to type out a paper. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't gonna hurt nothing for him to play with it. You know what I'm saying? To use it. And he had it for quite a few years. It was a Dell Esperon, and he had it for quite a few years. But one of the buttons started sticking, one or two of the buttons, and it was harder for me to use in college. So I upgraded and I gave him my old one because I wasn't going to go out and buy him a brand new one at that age. You know what I'm saying? No, you gonna get the hand me down this year. You know what I mean? But he didn't see it that way. He saw it as, oh my God, I got a whole laptop. You know what I'm saying? That's the way he saw it. And I know a lot of people don't agree with kids getting, technology. And I know how some people feel about it and how you just got to, here's the thing. You got to have that relationship with your kid that they tell you everything. And sometimes you don't want to hear everything, but you hear everything anyway. And me and my son have always had a relationship like that. He comes to me about everything. Oh my God, my Shar, I've been missing you, babes. I hope you had a happy holiday. Um, Sending much love, my Shar Shar. Um, I love the fact that we both have the first same initials. I just love that shit. And it's so funny because over the years, back years ago, you can ask Shar this. A lot of people would mix me and her up because they thought Shar was me and I was Shar. And I'm like, no, we two different people. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God, babes. I hope you feel better. Girl, you better get better. I don't, you can't be getting sick like that. Hey, Miss Claudia. Hey, my love. You can't be getting sick like that, Shar. But over the years, many people thought that me and Shar was the same person, and they still mix us up occasionally. And then it kills me when we was over there in the Mo 3 sector, and they would say, what was it? Not Shar, but they said Char. I thought that was the funniest thing in my life. I thought that was the funniest. Happy holidays, Miss Claudia. I hope you have the best. Today is my husband's birthday. And see, we had 3 different things happen during the holidays. My dad's birthday is the day before Christmas Eve. So this is the 23rd. Then we got Christmas, right? And then the day after is my husband's birthday. And then not even 2 weeks from now, my son will be turning 17 years old. His birthday's in January. And it's just been a lot going on, Um, I did forget to text some people that I meant to text and tell them happy holidays. I just been zoom, 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 zoom. Yesterday, I was going to come live for y'all, but my son needed help setting up his new Play Pretty. And I've been spending most of the time with him and the family. Happy holidays, Miss Tiva. I hope you and Miss Queen Diva had the best holidays together. I hope y'all ate big and the family and everything. I hope everybody had a blessed holiday this year. Because for me, I was this was the best holidays I've had in a very long time because um oh, happy birthday late to you, Miss Claudia. I think I said it to you in chat somewhere, but I'm not sure. I may not have seen you on your birthday. You know how sometimes we don't get to see each other? Happy birthday, Miss Claudia. You know how much I love you. But yes, I want everybody to have this was a great holiday for me. Um, it finally feels like I'm whole, if that makes sense. Like, I have the love of my life, finally. I have, my son, my mom and dad. Now I have his mom and dad, his family, and my family on my side, right? And it's like we're all one big happy family, and it's something I haven't had for a long time. Obviously, me and him been together for 5 years, but this, last year was our first Christmas together, but we wasn't in the house. This was the first Christmas we had with, my son and my mom, my dad. Next year is going to be even better because, or the year after, his mom and dad will be down here. So when his mom and dad are down here, we're going to be all together, which for me is going to be the most amazing thing. I'm going to love. I love his mom and dad. They're such good people. Um, I know I ain't seen you, Shar. Usually you be all over the street, so I know you had to be busy. You know what I'm saying? When I didn't see you around, and I know that you had to be busy, and it gets that way sometimes for us. Life gets busy. Um, and some of us will sit there and we get real life comes first. I've always told everybody that real life always comes first. These YouTube streets, it is what it is, and we can chill together and have fun together, but our real lives and things that happen always come first. If you gotta work, don't what I'm saying? That's like I've been missing our beautiful super chat. I just saw Miss Brown Sugar the other day, and I've been so worried about her. Y'all don't know. Like I've been praying for her, I've been worried about her, and I didn't see her for a while. And so I was freaking out. And then I finally saw her and I was like, oh my God, yay, she's okay. Cause see, there's certain people, there's quite a few people, y'all know this. If I don't see y'all in a minute, I'm gonna be worried. Because I feel like some of us, especially some of us have been together for a long time, we like a family, right? We may be dysfunctional. hmm We might fight each other every once in a while. We might want to throw down in the parking lot with each other every once in a while. But if something was to happen to any of y'all with my heart, the way it's set up, I'm going to be upset and I'm going to care. Shar, baby, all you got to do is let me know you okay. That's present enough for me, sweet angel. Because I be worried about y'all. I do. I get worried because I care. I truly do care. When I say I care, I mean that stuff. When I don't hear from VS for a couple weeks, I'll be like, she all right over there? She okay? When I don't see Shar for a little while, Shar okay? I ain't seen her in a minute. Miss Super Chat, sometimes she'll disappear because she dealing with life stuff and stuff. I get worried about her. Miss Claudia, we've been a family. Miss Coffee, we've been a family for a long time together. A long, long time. Especially some of us, we go back, 6, 7 years or more. You know what I'm saying? When the beef sector almost was first created a couple years after, maybe a year after. We've been like a family for years. So yeah, I go to worrying about y'all when I don't see y'all. I be like, where they at? Are they okay? Because I care. I truly, truly do care. When I say I care about somebody, I really do from the bottom of my heart. Like if I didn't see I'm gonna use Miss Tiva or Miss Queen Diva as a example right now. I know they don't mind. If I didn't see them after a week or two, I'd start freaking out. Same thing with Miss Toxic Orchid. If I didn't see her in a week or two, I'd start freaking out. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, is they okay? Same thing with Miss Parker. Miss Parker, Miss Parker. If I didn't see you in a week or two, I'm gonna be looking for you. Hey, sometimes life be life, and sometimes you have to take a mental break. You got to do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? I know you okay because you've been hitting me up on the community wow with different videos and stuff. So I know you're all right. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes I do get a little worried. So all you gotta do is hit me up on a community wall or something. Be like, I'm still kicking. I'm all right. As long as I see you post something, I know you okay. You know what I'm saying? But if I don't see you occasionally drop down somewhere, it don't matter where it is at. You could just drop down and say F you and I'm cool. As long as I know you okay. Because I do care. You know, when I say, hey, my Ray, when I say I care about y'all, I truly do from the bottom of my heart. Um, I really care about my peoples. You know what I'm saying? Because we've built a relationship together if you think about it in a way. You know what I'm saying? We built a kinship. Like it's easy to get attached to certain people. It truly is. Especially if you've been around each other for many, 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 many years. You know what I'm saying? Um, but I'm that way when I start, that's why when Quay passed away, rest in peace, beautiful. I don't mean to bring her up for content. I'm just saying when she passed away, it really hit me because it's the first person that I've known that was close to me, right? On these YouTube streets, um, you know, that passed for me and it hurt. And a lot of people will think, oh, you didn't really mean it. No, for me, I truly did and was heartbroken because that's the kind of person I am when I start caring about people. I missed you too, my Ray. Yeah, I was gonna go live yesterday, but I got busy. You know how criminal be. You know how criminal be. And my children, I ain't got but one child. I don't know why I'm trying to say children. I got one. It's a child. Um, although technically I almost wound up with like 3 or 4 other kids that are not mine. I almost had to adopt my nieces and nephews. So I'm the responsible one in the family, and that almost happened to me. But they got their shit. Well, 2 of them got their stuff together. One of them, some things went down with that situation. So, but yeah, I was almost having to be an adopted of a, my auntie-ness almost became mama-ness. So they got their stuff together. So I'm proud of that. You know what I mean? But I thought I was gonna be having to do that, but you know. But that's something that you do. You I love you, Shaw, just in case you came back. I love you. Okay. Anyway, had to say that right quick. Um, but literally, sometimes we gotta do what we gotta do for family. And I have missed all y'all. I miss y'all every day when I'm not here. Cause y'all like my little mini family, you know what I'm saying? Like, hello. But yeah, so I almost became an auntie mama. Uh yeah, it almost happened, y'all. Oh, I hope the adoption goes through and everything goes well. With that, basically what happened with me is my brother, he was going through some things and his wife, and they almost took the kids. They didn't, but they almost did. She's stepped up in a big way. She's got my brother has, let me say it like this. My brother has 8 kids by 5 different baby mamas. He has 8 kids by 5 different baby mamas. Yeah. 4 of the kids he's kind of messed up with. The last 3 he's with the mom but not with the mom at the same time. I love my brother, don't get me wrong, but sometimes I'd like to smack him upside the head a little bit. You know, when people are messing up in their life, you just want to smack the shit out of them. Sometimes I want to do that to him. When I tell y'all I'm the responsible one of my siblings, I truly mean that shit. My siblings are crazy as fuck. I truly 100% mean that. Now my oldest sister, she took care of her kids. She has 3. So I actually have a lot of nieces and nephews. 4. She has 4. Man, I almost forgot the youngest baby girl. Don't make me. Oh, please don't see this, babies. But I have 4 by my oldest sister. One of my oldest sisters. My other sister ain't got no kids. Then my other sister that passed away had 2 children. Has 2 children. And then my brother has the 8. So if you count it up, it's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I got 14 nieces and nephews. Now, my daddy has 15 grandkids in all. My mama has 1. If you want to do the math, basically, my other siblings are by different mamas, right? My mom and dad, and then I'm the blended, right? My mom had 2 children. My brother, who passed away, never had kids. Obviously, he was special needs for his entire life. So my mama had 2 kids. My daddy had 3 kids. They got together. They had me. Oh, so you got a 30-year-old, a 28-year-old, a 13-year-old, and a 7 and a 4-month-old? Ooh, child. I'm gonna say this now. My uncle and my daddy are exactly 21 years apart. My grandmother had my uncle when she was going through the change of life. Because she wasn't never gonna have no kids after my daddy. My daddy like took my grandma out this world when she had him. He was like a mini toddler when he came out. My daddy was a big old boy even when he came out the womb. And if you saw my daddy and you saw my grandmama, you would understand. My grandmama was a little bitty woman, like a tiny old woman, right? Like I'm taller than my grandmother was. And she was just always skinny her entire life. They had to use forceps and everything. He got stuck in the birth canal, child. My daddy's shoulders was that wide when he was born. And my daddy was like literally, a toddler when he came out. So my grandmama was scarred for life. That was a rough delivery for her. So she literally waited 21 years almost before she had her next child. My uncle is only 6 years older than I am, and him and my oldest sister are the same age. Yeah, my uncle's so he's always grown up more like my brother. So if you really want to count it, I called him uncle, but technically he was more like my brother because he stayed at our house more than he did anywhere. You know what I'm saying? But I want to say this: you should champion yourself, though, Toxic Orchid, to do that, to step up, to take in a 7-year-old and a 4-year-old after, you know what I'm saying, a 4-month-old after your kids are almost grown. That's a huge thing. You know what I'm saying? To be able to step up and do that and to be able to adopt and help children is a huge thing. That's why I tell just Andrea that. I was like, stepping up in a child's life and making sure that they're good and everything, that's the most amazing thing for someone to do. My husband's actually adopted, and his parents are the most amazing people I've ever met in my life. And some adoptive parents, they are the best. So, you know, that is some of the most amazing thing. I'm my mom and dad's youngest child, together, obviously. And I'm 37 years old, so I'm their youngest. Now I know some women. Now my best friend, she's never had children of her own, but she adopted a child, and that child now has the best life ever. Sometimes I believe certain women are not meant to have children because they're meant to adopt. I truly believe that. I believe that God puts them in the way of adoption for a reason, because God knows that those angels were sent down here and they were sent to the wrong person. And then they were supposed to be with that person who adopted them. You know what I'm saying? That's why I see adopted moms as angel moms, because they're taking care of angels that God sent down here, that somebody else didn't want. You know what I'm saying? Or couldn't take care of. So, you know, I always say that. Oh my God, that's so sweet. See, I can't have any more kids either. And me and my husband were actually thinking about adoption. But the only reason I'm scared to look into it is because of my age and health conditions, right? I don't know if I could start all over again, if that makes sense. I don't know if my health would allow me to be able to do that. So what we've decided, because we're very close to 40, right? What we've decided is that, we're going to have grandkids eventually. We know this, right? And we're going to give them all the love. And we're going to travel. We're going to do things together to finish out our life together. Um, you know, we were thinking about the same thing, as Toxic, because if I've told y'all my birthing story and the fact that if I get pregnant again, it could possibly take me out of this world because of my liver, right? So I could go into complete liver failure if I ever get pregnant again. And we've thought about it and we've had conversations on it, but we both realize we are getting older, and we're not in the best health. You get what I'm saying? Especially me more so than him. But we also, you got to do that weighing. Can you or can you not? Um, oh, see, you took on a huge thing then. And I'm so sorry about her twin, not making it, because with my son being born at 27 weeks, I do understand. Um, when I went into labor at 27 weeks and he was born at 28, and we had to go through like shots and all these other things to try to make his lungs develop. And it was such a scary time because at that young of a gestation, a lot of times their lungs aren't developed properly and they usually don't make it. And then you also have the possibility, if they stay in that incubator for too long, to have that eye disease. My son had it and had to have surgery when he was very young, and so many health complications that they can have because they're not fully developed, right? They're still developing in the womb at that age. They're not it's not completed, their development is not. So that's another reason why, you know it's very, very hard. My son, I used to call him my little spider monkey when he was a baby, because you know how a spider monkey is like, well, technically I should have said a different one, but you know how they're like tall and skinny. He was really skinny and kind of like long. And he had little tiny hairs all over his body because of the shots and they pumped me full of what is it called? Steroids for his lungs. Um, and he was only 3 pounds 2 ounces. He dropped down to 2 pounds 4 ounces. If you ever see a preemie baby diaper, the preemie baby diaper was bigger than he was. They could not put a diaper on him when he was little because it would cover almost all of his body. So what they do when they're that preemie, they lay the diaper underneath them, um, under their back area, and then they just barely take the flap of the top and put it over their private area, if that makes sense, to where it's just barely over the top of their private area. Just give them some, dignity, because the diapers are even too big. The preemie diapers are too big for a micro preemie. They don't have a diaper that technically fits a micro preemie. If you ever see a micro preemie, let me say it like this, and a lot of my I've seen those exact sizes you're talking about, Toxic Orchid. A dollar bill. You know the size of a dollar bill. If any of you can think about a dollar bill is bigger than the baby. I have seen, there was this baby, they could not intubate. They could not do a lot of things because the blood vessels are also too little to do a lot of things when the babies are that little. Um, They kept telling me, Miss Toxic Orchid, that my son wouldn't weigh but a pound. He was measuring at 1.5 pounds, and he was probably only going to be a few ounces at birth. They kept telling me he wasn't. He was measuring at 1.5 pounds, but he probably would not weigh a pound. They kept telling me that, and he surprised them with his size. They did. He surprised the crap out of them. You know what I'm saying? Because they kept telling me he was gonna, because most of that, when they measure through the sonogram, usually some of that is not what really equates to in real life. So they're usually smaller than what they're measuring at, right? And they kept telling me he wouldn't weigh but this, and he could have so many health issues, and they kept, telling me that he wouldn't make it, and I cried every day. And when he came out, I was scared the entire time until the moment he started breathing on his own. And even after that, I was afraid. And when they brought him home, I freaked out because not only, a lot of people don't know this, but we all know what SIDS is, right? Well, when you have a micro preemie, they are very, very prone to SIDS. And the fact that he was a boy. Boys are more prone to SIDS. I was freaking out, child. I did not sleep for almost the first 6 months of his life. I barely slept. I'm gonna tell y'all, I was like, if he whimpered, I was like the Undertaker, y'all. I could be in a dead sleep and I would set up like the Undertaker when he does that thing when he's in the ring and he just sets up like that. I used to do that when my son was little. It was a hard time, but now he's 17 years old. He's good, He'll be 17 in like 2 weeks. I keep saying he's 17 so I can get myself ready to say it, if that makes sense. Because last year I kept saying, even after he turned 16, I kept saying he was 15 the whole time. So I had to kind of get myself ready for the switch over, if that makes sense. Or I'll misage him. I had to get myself ready for it. That's a sad one right there. That's a sad one right there, Miss Toxic. Hey, Miss LaKendra. Good morning, Miss LaKendra. I hope you had a happy holiday, you and the families. I hope everything went good. Hey, Cove Sunshine Girl, I've been missing you. I hadn't seen you in so long. Y'all, there's another one of our sisters from another misters that I ain't seen in forever, ever, 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 ever. Ever, 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 ever. I miss you. I just want you to know that. And I hope you had a happy holidays, beautiful. It's like my family all coming back from the holidays. And they come back from visiting from a long way away. Like they went on this big old vacation together. And it's just like they're all popping out. And I'm like, I'm so happy to see you. I missed you all. And I do hope that you all had an amazing holiday. And I hope when you bring in this new year, it brings in great blessings for you and your family. I hope that it brings in all the things that you need, and not just your needs, but your wants. Because sometimes we do need more than, we need our wants sometimes too. Oh, I'm looking forward to that. Miss LaKendra, I'm looking forward to that. You know it, girl. And if you need to learn anything or you need help with some graphics or something, just hit me up, Miss LaKendra. Hit me up. I got you, girl. I got you. I help you set your stuff up and everything, girl. I'm so excited. I'm one of those people that love to see everybody succeed. Oh, thank you, Golf Sunshine. I miss you, boo. I miss you. Because, what do I always say about Golf Sunshine? You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. When you're not happy, skies are gray. That's why I call her my sunshine. If you catch me in chat, that's what I call her. That's my nickname. I love helping people. I love seeing people grow. I love watching new people come out here and do their thing. And, I love that. Like Miss Parker and a lot of people up there. I was subscribing to everybody in the chat the other day because I like supporting people. I like you know, building people up. Because here's the thing, days enough for all of us to be together as one. You know what I'm saying? I have always called you that. Even way back when, I've always called you my sunshine. I just take the whole golf parts off and I just put my sunshine. That's my sunshine. I remember back when, way back. We go way back. But that's why I got so excited to see you, because we family. We've been family for years now. I always say that you know, all of us in these sectors and stuff, we like a dysfunctional family. Sometimes we might fight, sometimes you might catch us on the ground kicking and screaming. And in other moments, you know, we might be hugging each other and, oh man, I miss you. I love you know, but you know, that's my thing. But I can't wait to see what you're gonna do, Miss Lakendra. You know, do you have an idea of what kind of content you're going to do? Um, you know, we could try to brainstorm ideas and all kind of nice, lovely stuff. Because y'all also know that for the longest I called Ray Raya, and I don't even know why I did that. But you know, I come up with funny nicknames for people, and I do that sometimes. And sometimes my messing up people's names ends up becoming a nickname for them. Like Maha, I know her name is Maya. I know that. But that's my nickname for her. I'm the one that's gonna call her that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you gonna do true crime? Um, Girl, I'm gonna say this. Do what you want to do. And it may be, yes, you could break the 1,000 views. You could do all this by being messy, right? But if that's not what you want your content to be, don't do that. If you want your content to be true crime, it may be slow at first, right? You may only have 5, 6 people in your chat, 2 to 3, 4 people, but it's the quality of people that's going to be there, right? And then you're going to have people who enjoy your outlook on the case, because each one of us, even if I'm doing true crime too, also, right? Each one of us bring a different outlook and view on the case. And it's just like with our mess and the way we talk, and everybody does commentary on different things, right? We all bring a different outlook. Now you should join Miss Lakendra if you have a Discord, Toxic Orchids um um Discord, because they have a lot of the cases already broken down with a lot of the information. So I'm going to I don't know if who the owner of the server is. But Miss Toxic Orchid is actually the one that sent me to this Discord. I'm going to post it for those who like true crime and all this other stuff. I just got to scroll down right quick. Hold on, y'all. Let me scroll. Y'all know I got to scroll. Um, I gotta get to the thing. Okay, wait. Is it this? Hold on. That's the. I know it's in this because I keep mine in folders so I can keep up with everything. Uh, okay. Let me look right here. I gotta find. There it is. There it is. Okay. So I'm gonna do an invite for anybody who's trying to do true crime. They have a lot of information broken down in this it's called the As the Gavel Drops. So I'm gonna share this. I gotta make a oh shit, I accidentally joined one of the voice chats. Oop, my bad, y'all. Let me get an invite link. Child, am I forgetting how to do an invite link? I know I'm not. Let's see. Invite people. There we go. There's we go. Copy that. Y'all almost forgot how to do an invite link on Discord. Okay, so it is your Discord and you are the founder. Okay. Basically, um, okay, so I did get got or not really striked, but they tried to copyright one of mine from a news channel the other day. Um, but you have to basically do it within fair use. There's a few news channels that won't bother you for playing their content. Now, if you read it directly from the website, they won't mess with you at all. Right. So if you read the cases directly from the websites, they will not bother you at all. I had one news site, one out of all the ones I've covered. Y'all know I've covered a lot of different ones. They didn't necessarily strike me, but they tried to take my monetization from that video, and that specific portion. So I fought it, and I will tell y'all when I get my email from that, um, when I get my email from that tells me if I beat it or not, I will let y'all know. Um, Actually, I need to go look this morning and see if they've reviewed, because they may have reviewed it. Okay, here. Let's see what it says. Okay. Okay, so they still got 30 days. They haven't it was received Fox Television is the one that got me, y'all. Fox Television, a big old Fox Television tried to hit little old me. Fox TV. Y'all know who Fox Television is for the news. They tried to get me, Chad. But I disputed it because I did use it within fair use. I did what you have to do to make it fair use is that you have to pretty much you have to commentate, you have to transform the content. You can't just use the content and not say anything, right? So if you just play the content and do not speak and do not do anything, then yes, you are copyright infringing somebody straight up. But if you are transforming the content and you are using it for, let me show you basically, I'm gonna present my y'all know I have a banner for copyright, right? See, copyright disclaimer, the fair use when you're using fair use, you have to use it for criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. So when you're doing true crime, you're commentating on it, you're news reporting on it, and sometimes you're also using it for educational purposes, right? So you technically do have every right to use a news article or a news video if it pertains to your content that day. And you're transforming the content and using the information as a news reporting outlet. But yeah, y'all, Fox News got my ass. They sure did, y'all. But ain't nobody else hit me. No other thing that I've used. And y'all have seen what I've used on True Crime Thursday. Y'all have seen everything that I've done on True Crime Thursday. And they the only ones that tried to get my ass. I'm having a fight with a big old conglomerate, y'all. My little old self. My little old self trying to fight with a big old conglomerate. But so you can use things within fair use. You just have to know how to use fair use. Because some things are not fair use. Fair use basically means that you're commentating, you're transforming the content. If you're not transforming the content, yeah, Miss Spray, Fox TV, they tried to get me, child. The Fox News station, they tried to get me, child. Big old conglomerate on little old me now. Knowing that they got more money than God, child. I ain't got all that money they got. I'm just a little old channel trying to make it out here. I'm trying to make it, y'all. And y'all remember when I did the news reporting on the hot baby in the hot car situation? And y'all know I didn't just show their video. I also read from websites. I also I put all of it together. Do you remember the one that was talking about the Waze app and how it tells you if you look back, it'll remind you if you have a baby in the car? That's the part that copyrighted me. And I thought that the reason I showed that was because it was actually a good information to help people, that they knew that there was an app out there that could actually help people remember to look in the back seat. Miss Lakendra, the way that you do it, you can drop your link after you put all your case together. Or You can choose certain people that you want to have a conversation with and send them the link privately. But you will have crazy people pop up on your link occasionally. Did I tell y'all what happened to me the other day? Yeah, okay. It was Tuesday, right? Topic Tuesday. Y'all remember we was talking on Topic Tuesday? When I got off that live and I was ending my stream, I had somebody pop up in the background doing something nasty. I sure did. Mm-hmm. I had somebody pop in my on hit my link and doing something nasty in the background. They sure did. That was the very first person I have banned from my StreamYard link. I straight up banned, and I took screenshots. If I really wanted to, I could do some evil things with that, but I'm not that type of person. I could put their stuff all over the internet if I want to, because they should have never hit my link, but I ain't doing that. I ain't doing that. But that was just gross. Like, why you want to do that stuff to people? Like, why do you want to show some random person your private area? That's just gross. Ugh. I literally made sure that I blocked them and everything. So hopefully they get some kind of thing. And I don't even know if there is a way to report them on here on StreamYard, because I think they should start a reporting process when you have a guest pop up, a random guest, and they doing stuff like that, so that they can IP pin their address from StreamYard where they can't do it to nobody else. That would be kind of awesome. I wonder if I could go into my settings, Toxic Orchid, where I banned them, and they're the only person I banned, and I could report them from there and why I banned them. That would be really cool. So I'm gonna go looking in that, Toxic Orchid, because I think that that's something StreamYard should look into. Yeah, that would be a good way, Miss Lakendra, is to start doing recorded videos first and drop your uploads. That way you can try to start getting a few of your views. Make a playlist with all those videos in it, and I'll share the playlist, and that gives people, hey Austin, I was needing you up there hootie hooing the other day when that Simon came up there. I was like, Austin, hootie hoo. He was talking about it was on mine, Mr. Austin. It was on my StreamYard that he did that to me. It was some dude. I don't know who he was. I know he was a white guy. But I don't, know anything else about him, because all I could see was his wanger danger. Hey ODS, good morning, love. All I could say was his wangy dangy. And yeah, he popped up at the end of my stream. I'm still got this up here, y'all. I don't even know why. I just left it up there. And he popped up at the end of my stream with his little thingy out, and he was just getting it, y'all. He was just getting it. And I wasn't paying attention at first because I was listening to my music, for my outro. And I was just over here bouncing my head to my outro. And then I look down and I go, what the bejesus? You know what I mean? I was like, oh my God. Yeah, I think that StreamYard needs to do that for people who do that. I think they need to make it to where they can IP ban people who pop up on people's StreamYard and they do that stuff, because if they were able to do that, we could stop a lot of this P bombing. You know what I'm saying? A lot of it. Thank God. I was already ending. They started popping up right before I ended. I guess they just wanted me to see it. You know what I mean? I don't know, and I don't know why they wanted me to see it. Don't ask me. No, Simon, no, I wanted you to come up there because he was talking about his balls. And didn't nobody want to see his balls? He was talking about, you want to see my balls? I'm like, no, don't nobody want to see your balls. Keep your balls to yourself. We don't want to see no sweaty balls. Keep them things to yourself, child. I was like, Austin, Austin, come up here and tell him we don't want to see them sweaty balls. Well, I'm gonna say this. It depends on, Miss Lakendra, how you say things. Like, you could be as messy as you want to be. I mean, that's what a lot of these sectors do. But you also do know that specific things, if you state, Yeah, they can try to get you. And there is a possibility, you do have some people who like to do those flag teams, which is not cool. And also, it's against TSO. Terms of service and community guidelines state that you cannot entice an audience to either A, go about striking someone falsely, B, unsubscribing from their channel. You cannot tell anybody and entice them to do that, or you are breaking community guidelines. And they will take your channel for that. That's why, if you see somebody doing that or they do that in your chat, especially if they do that up on your link, you stop them right away and go, ho, 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 no, 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 we're not going to say that. It's how you say it sometimes. Like, if you are trying to warn someone, you're like, hey, I don't know if you know this, but the content you're creating could possibly get you a strike on your channel, and I'm worried about you. Please review your content because I don't want anything to happen to you, or vice versa. If you're trying to entice to do that, or it sounds that way, then that could possibly affect your channel, right? Two of the biggest, I think I say the three biggest things I see affect people. One is copyright, right? So you got to be careful with copyright. Two, I see that a lot of people break community guidelines. They get people for harassment and bullying and such. So it depends. You just got to make sure you stay within the guidelines, read up on them a little bit. Now, me, myself, and ODS was right. I have used others' content. He has told me before, girl, don't be doing all that. If Mad Day come, they're going to get you. VS told me the same thing, child. But if you stick to your true crime, you can play. Fox News did try to get me, y'all. Fox, the big conglomerate Fox News, they tried to get me, child. They didn't try to strike my channel. What they tried to do was take my money. They tried to take my money, y'all. They claimed it and they tried to take my money. But see, what I did was, because I know that it falls within fair use, what I was doing, I fought it. And we're going to see what happens with it. We're going to see if Fox News wins. And if they win, guess what I'm going to go back and do? I'm going to go back and clip that little portion out of my video, and I'm going to repost that mofo. Yep. See if I don't do it. Now, I had one I had to cut out completely because I didn't realize that, we was talking about them drones that go over that been going over New Jersey and everywhere. There was one of the news videos and articles I was watching that had music or something in the background. I had to cut that little section out because of the music and whatnot. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna cut that one out. I ain't worried about fighting this one. I'm just gonna cut that little section out and it went back green after I cut that little section out. I just had to cut that little section out. It was no big deal. It wasn't like relevant to the content. If it's not relevant and you can change it, then just delete it, right? Or delete it out of your content, cut it out, whatever. But if it is very important to the content, you can fight it and whatnot. But I say do your true crime. We can all eat around here and have fun. I want everybody, if you feel like you want to be a content creator, you know what I'm saying? If you feel like you want to do it, then do it. I don't know, Miss Ray. I don't know. They got me. They got me, child. They just basically they claimed, I think it was just they claimed the content, but it wasn't a strike. I didn't get a strike at all, so that's awesome. But they were trying to take my monetization on that video for themselves. So I'm fighting it. I ain't playing because I know that I did what I was supposed to do as a content creator. I was using that for news reporting. You know what I'm saying? I was reporting on a true crime documentary. What you talking about? And I'm the little one, and you see all these people doing the same thing that I did and not getting in a thing. I'm like, why y'all messing with me? Is it because I'm new? I think that if a person is caught doing that, I believe, you know, P bombing people, I believe that they should get an IP ban because I don't think that's cool. Content creators work so hard for their channels, and they do a lot to build it, right? And for their audience and everything else. And then you could have one person come through and mess up your entire channel when you did nothing wrong as the content creator, right? And I just think that's so wrong to do to somebody because do you know how long it takes to get them watch hours? You know what I'm saying? It is not easy by any stretch of the imagination. I know I must be doing something right, Miss Toxic Orchid. Gots to be. See, that's why I like doing the true crime and I like doing the different things. Now, I will say they did start cracking down on the a lot of the channels that do the missing children. You need to, if you're going to do that kind of content, I would look into that a little bit more. Um, I don't know why, but there is something to do on here. Last year, I think it was last year. Okay, I'll call you Toxic. Um, they did some stuff where they were cracking down on people for certain words and different things, and I don't know why, but a lot of the ones that were trying to bring awareness to missing children, a lot of their channels got demonetized. They had some kind of big thing about that last year. I remember hearing about it. Some of their stuff had changed and a lot of those channels got demonetized. A lot of those channels got a lot of problems for that, especially if you know, with children being under the age of 18 and different things. Um, I would so look more into that. Um, Now I do, you know, trials and things like that. So for my true crime, it's mostly trials that are at the time very popular. They're the popular ones because they're the ones you can find the most information on. But there was a lot of them that got hit last year. Um, so let me go look that up for you right quick. Um, because it was something that happened with that, and I can't remember what happened with that situation, but there was something to do with that. If I can find that information, I'll make sure I have it for you. But there's a lot of channels that actually do that. But there was something where they were messing around with the channels who were doing that kind of content. Um, and I cannot remember exactly what happened with it. Um, let's see, and what happened? Can they? Because there was something. I'm trying to look it up. I'm trying to look that up for you. Because there's always been a problem in the true crime community about, you know, the monetization issue. Some are fine, some are not. So I mean, I'm gonna look into that. I'm sitting here right now scrolling through looking because I don't want you to do all that. You know, I mean, here's the thing. If you're really passionate about it, do it. I'm just saying there is something that they had that they were messing around with things like that. Like I had one of my true crime Thursdays before I even went live. They tried to the automotive service tried to get me, and I had to fight it. Um, yeah, yeah. See, that's now if you're working with trials, it's a little different. But the missing persons things and the children, and even on true crime, sometimes they'll try to hit you. Uh because they had some kind of thing a couple of years ago. Um that where they were trying to mess around. Okay, I know they don't monetize people simply reusing other people's content, but if you do voiceover, it says and do different things. So you can do stuff like that. I think they were talking about people because they did have a problem at one point on YouTube of people just reusing other people's content without transforming it. So maybe that's what that was years ago. I'm not sure. I can't remember what that story was now. But if I do find it, I'll let you know. Um, but yeah, I think you'll be able to do that because I've been doing my true crime, and as long as and most of mine are completely monetizable. I do not. There are other people who just play the clips and don't say or do anything, and it does give me the option to strike them, but I'm not doing that. I always archive those. I don't touch those because they're playing the same news articles I am. I just happen to be the first person who does it sometimes, so therefore it gives me the option as if they're reusing my content instead of a news article. Um, I'm not doing that to somebody else because we're both covering the same topic. You get what I mean? It's just that I was the first person to play it, so they're giving me the option, and I'm probably the monetized one um to take out their content. I'm not doing that though because I'm also using the news articles that I'm reading and doing. They're not using my voice. You know what I'm saying? They're just using the same clips that I'm using. And so therefore it gives me that option. Um yes, yes, you can use the crime scene photos. You can even use the trial like you can go on Google and watch the trial and bits and pieces of the trial and play it in its entirety. Because technically, the courtroom videos are public domain. Technically, they are public domain. So even like these bigger channels that are using the courtroom like the courtroom video, that is public domain. It is public free to the public information. Um, all of that streaming from the courtroom and going through the Zoom and listening to them, that's public domain. But you do have to make sure if it is a graphic thing to blur out certain things um, so that they won't catch you with if it's too graphic. They may or also may not. You can still show some of those, but they will make the video ineligible for monetization and will put it to where it has to be 18 and over for the video. It won't you won't get a strike or anything, but it would just, you know, make it ineligible for some um things. And even then it might still be monetizable, but you're not going to get as many advertiser friendly things. They're going to limit it is what they'll do. Um, but mostly as long as you blur out like certain things, you should be fine. A lot of people actually show stuff like, or make sure you also give a disclaimer if you're going to show something like that. You know what I'm saying? Um, But yeah, you got this, girl. Hey, the hood table, my beauty. I hope you having the best day ever. And I know your birthday coming up too. And you gonna be another year. Look, look. Now y'all look out for the hood table. She gonna have a birthday stream for long. Yeah, trigger warning. Just so people know, you know, and it's less. That's what I usually do. Like I played the video the other day about the judge who got pow-powed in his chambers. But obviously it wasn't terribly graphic, but I did give, you try to give a trigger warning when something like that goes down. Stuff like that. But yeah, I use all the things that I use is for informational purposes. I look up the news articles. I read them directly with my own voice. I do show you the news article so you can read along with me. That's not what I got stroke for. I got stroke because I played the Fox News. The hood table Fox News got me, child. Fox News, they don't like when you use their news. Yeah. Big old huge conglomerate trying to take out little old me. They tried to get me yesterday. Oh, happy early birthday, Miss LaKendra. Happy birthday to everyone having a birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Miss LaKendra. Happy birthday, the hood table. I love y'all. Happy birthday early to y'all. Girl, they tried to hit me with a copyright child. Not a strike, but a claim. They tried to hit me with taking my monetization for themselves, child. Yeah, they were gonna try to take it from me, child. They said this video may not be monetized because the copyright claim person's trying to take your money, pretty much. But I fought it, child. I fought it. And I got, I gotta wait on them to tell me if I made it or not. So I had to fight it, child. I had to fight it. Big old Fox News tried to get me, child. You know when I did the hot baby in the car video for true crime, the baby that passed away in the hot car, and I played that one news clip that was talking about the Waze app and how it'll tell you to remind you to look in the back seat. That's the specific clip that got me. That one clip. No other clip I played that today. No other news article I read off that day. Just that one clip, y'all. Just that one. So Fox News, y'all need to stop trying to hit little baby YouTube channels. We ain't taking away from y'all's views. We ain't hurting y'all. Shoot, we may have 20 people watching that entire video, maybe 40 or 50. When you got thousands watching you and you get money from advertisers and everything else. Quit trying to hit us little old bitty people. Shoot. I'm gonna cuss them out, y'all. I'm gonna write a letter. I'm gonna write a letter to the main person. Yes, misunderstood. Hey, MU love. Yes, they do. Good morning. They got me with a copyright claim. They tried to get me. Fox News, the big people. It literally says right here in black and white. When I disputed it, you know what I'm saying? But Fox Television, that's who got me, y'all. The big old conglomerate. The big old conglomerate on my little big old self. Cause I was watching a video from their news thing about a hot baby in a hot car, and I was reporting on it. And they tried to get me, little old me now, little old me, little old tiny me. I don't know how they found me, child. That's another thing. How'd you find me? It had to have been the automator service or something. But yeah, y'all got to be careful playing from Fox, y'all. Fox be getting folks. They got me. But they didn't try to strike my channel. They just tried to take my revenue. You know what I'm saying? They wanted the money for themselves. They said I basically couldn't monetize my video, or it would be shared monetization, or something like that, because it was copyrighted claimed in that one little part, that one little clip that I played of theirs, and I played it. It was talking about the Waze app and all that, and it had some of the information that I needed for my news reporting, or I would have just clipped it out of there. Because if I don't need it and it ain't going to affect the video, then I'm gonna clip it out. I'm gonna straight up clip it out. You can have it. You know what I mean? But they tried to get me, child. Big old Fox News, Fox Television, a big old conglomerate, little old me. I'm like, shoot, all I did was show a news article and a news video. Shoot. And that falls under fair use. You know what I'm saying? And technically, I don't know if y'all know this, but if you use news articles, I mean, not articles, but the actual videos, that falls under fair use if you're using it for purposes. But technically, they do own the copyright to it, right? And it's not public domain. I thought that news reporting, like, if you're a news reporter and you're reporting on the news and all that, I thought that all fell under public domain. I was wrong. I actually looked it up and I made sure that when I did my dispute, I did it correctly. I made sure I told them I was using it within fair use. I was commentating. I was news reporting. I was, because there's different things that fall under that statute. And I was also, I was using it for educational purposes and research because I was doing research on a true crime topic on a case. So I made sure I filled out mine right, child. I just got to wait for them to do it. But yeah, them news people be getting you. You got to watch them news folks. Them news folks be trying to get you. Big old Fox TV trying to hit little old me. I had to tell y'all about that dog. Yeah, so I had to it was my Florida baby dies in a hot car, and the babysitter was arrested. It was literally them that tried to get me, and it was Fox News, y'all. It was Fox Television. If you look up Fox Television, that's literally like the biggest broadcasting company. I'm like, why are you trying to hit little old me when I'm just news reporting, child? Shoot, y'all be careful with Fox Television and any of their information that they own. They be hitting you. They'll try to get you. Yeah, they got me. I don't know why they hit me. Misunderstood. I know a lot of people who use their stuff, and as long as you're using it within fair use, you should be fine. But for some reason, it was just that one video that one time, and I've used their stuff before and never had an issue, but they got me on that one thing and I don't know why. And it was within fair use. You know what I'm saying? I was using it I had compiled all the information for that case. I went through and got all the documents. I read all the news articles off myself. I found that specific clip. I wanted to play it because it had an informative information about the Waze app and how it can, for parents and people who watch children or have children, it can remind you to look in the back seat. That's the reason why I fought it, because I don't want that specific information taken out because it could help somebody, right? If it had been something else, I'd have just clipped that little portion out and redid my video for that. But it was actually a very, hey, chosen by Yahweh. Hey, my love. How you doing, Miss Catherine? But yeah, child, it tried to get me. Fox Television. Yeah, you gotta be careful. Make sure you use it within fair use. And if they try to get you, fight it. Because here's the thing. I could understand if I was just playing their content and I didn't say anything, didn't do anything. And that's what my entire video was consisted of, right? Me just ripping off their content completely. And I've seen YouTube videos and YouTube channels on here that do that and they don't get touched. Yet I'm using it to compile evidence and put everything together in a nice and neat little fashion. Child, that must mean I'm doing something right for them to get me. Because how did they find me? That's what I want to know. How did they find me? I would show that exact video again, but right now I'm obviously waiting to see if I get permission. I literally sent in the stuff for it, so hopefully yeah, it's specifically if you go look back at the name of the video was A True Crime Thursday, and it was from, I can tell you the exact because they did a content ID claim. And it's specifically for the clip at the 28-minute 32-second mark to the 30-minute and 36-second mark. And I disputed it, so I'm just waiting on their answer. But it's I'll tell you what day that specific video was done. That video was done because you know my True Crime Thursday. Okay, it was done 3 weeks ago. It was 3 weeks ago that it was done. So it was on December the 5th. If you look at my True Crime Thursday from December the 5th, it was the clip that was at the 28-minute mark. And it was from their news station about the hot car safety after another Florida tragedy. It's literally that clip specifically with the lady in the pink in it that doesn't last too long. It's not even 10 minutes of my content from that entire video. And that video is 2 hours and 23 minutes long. And it's, you know, talking about safety in children. That literally is the one that they got me on. And the reason I wanted to keep that clip was because it was talking about the internal temperature of cars and the Waze app and how it can help people. And there was a lady who was talking from the Wolfson Children's Hospital in Northeast Florida and about safety of kids. And that's literally the clip that got me, y'all. You got this, Miss LaKendra. You just got to make sure you put up your copyright disclaimer. You know, make sure you put up your copyright disclaimer and you know, do it. And if they try to hit you, because sometimes the automated service will hit you and you ain't even did nothing. Like one day, I was using Restream and for some reason before I even went live to talk about the topic I was going to get, they tried to demonetize my channel before I even went live. So I had to dispute it right then and there. And I did, and it went through. Because sometimes the automated service will catch you for whatever reason, just because I guess somebody else calls their stuff True Crime Thursday or something like that. I don't know, but this is my True Crime Thursday. This is Charlie's group. So I don't know why. You know, we can all, just because we have a similar name don't mean we have the same thing. So sometimes that automated service will pick you up for no reason. So you have to make sure that you do your due diligence and all that, but you got this. You can cover, you know, anything that's in the news. But I'm just waiting on them to tell me, you know, if I beat that or not. Cause I want to know, like I have a bunch of, you know, after they've manually reviewed a lot of my stuff, it usually gets in the green. So sometimes that automated service will catch you for no apparent reason. Don't just let those go. Do make a review because a lot of times your content is fine. You know what I mean? So I want to tell y'all all that too if you're a new content creator. But I still can't believe that Fox News television tried to get me, y'all. I'm going to post a link to that specific video. Because I think it's kind of crazy how they got me on that video. But yeah, they're basically reviewing my dispute right now. So I have to wait for that. But I don't get no money on that video right now. But if they re-upload it, then I will. But I think that's crazy. It's let me make sure I'll show y'all exactly which video. I'm not going to share the video itself because they might try to hit this one. But it was this video right here that they tried to get me for. It might be Mr. Austin. That may be one. See, I call mine True Crime Thursday, and so maybe they just picked on the true crime part, and maybe there is somebody else that uses that without the Thursday part. But they went ahead, and it was just the automated service. They haven't touched me since then. That was crazy because it even went off before I even went live. So there was, and my thumbnails are all that of my own. I make them on my own. All my graphics are my own graphics. So they just, decided they was going to do that before I even went live. But sometimes they'll hit you for your graphics. Sometimes they can hit you for the name, different things. Just dispute it. Dispute it. Always dispute it. If in case it is a content claim, if the content does not affect your video, clip it out. Just take it out and and review it after you clip it out, and it'll go back green, saying you removed it. If it's something that actually you need in your video and it is a part of your real information, like something you really need, then dispute the claim as fair use. And so I wonder how many big time, I wonder, they ain't messed with me since, Miss Catherine. It was just that one time. And I don't know if it was because I was using Restream for the very first time, but they straight up did. If I hadn't have looked right before I went live, I would have never known about it. It just automatically picked me up for some reason, and I ain't figured out why on that one day. It was one of the first, remember when I was trying out the different streaming apparatuses? Because I was trying out different ones, for some reason it tried to hit me, and I don't know why. But I don't get it. But I fixed it up and I'm good now. But I literally had to deal with that. Like I had to, dispute it. And everything's green except for that one video. So I mean, I can't be upset that everything is green, That's the only one. But I will say, for content creators, make sure you go through when you do make your live streams and check your content. Don't just, because they can hit you way after the fact and you won't notice it. Like almost all of my videos right now, I'm sitting here looking. The ones I reviewed, the ones that they tried to hit, they're all green. The only one I have an issue with, obviously they got my birthday bash, and I didn't try to dispute it at all because it was music, right? So I didn't dispute those at all. But I did dispute this True Crime Thursday when they did. It's the only one that says ineligible because of copyright protected content found. The copyright owner is reviewing your dispute right now. So it's the only one that they've hit, and it was from Fox News. I'm like, why is Fox Television trying to mess with the little people? You know what I'm saying? Y'all got enough money to do what you got to do. You know what I mean? So, that's crazy. Crazy. Little old me getting got. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, that's crazy. But, it is what it is when it comes to that. You got to do what you got to do, and sometimes they will. So you just gotta stay vigilant. Damn, can I not speak today? What am I having trouble with words today? Village. Child, I ain't even gonna try to do it. For some reason, my words is just not wanting to work today. They not wanting to work. Pray for me, y'all. My words is not coming out right. I don't know what it is. Sometimes my ADHD. But what y'all gonna be doing for this weekend? Y'all gonna be and let me go over here. I got now tomorrow. I don't think I should be doing too much, but Saturday, me and my hubby, we're gonna be doing something. Now, after I get off here today, my husband's birthday is today, so we're gonna have some fun together, and we're gonna go do some things. I did get my first little YouTube check. It wasn't big, it was small, but what I did was I took it and I reinvested it into the channel, right? So I bought some more of those Jackbox games and I paid for my StreamYard. Um, that's what I did with it. Because it wasn't a whole lot. And that way, when we do have a game night, I am going to be doing a game night soon, and I got a bunch more of those Jackbox games so that we can have fun together and play and just kiki and haha and all that stuff. Um, be careful this weekend during your traveling, Toxic Orchid. Um, make sure you be careful, Toxic. Right? Um, what are you gonna be doing? What y'all gonna be doing? Are y'all gonna have some fun? Um, did anybody in your family get into a fist fight during the holidays or a kerfuffle? Because in the family holidays, that's when we be having some issues. Certain family members don't like each other. And Mr. Austin, I done told you you can't be over there playing with them alligators and them crocodiles now. You can't be doing all that. And I did tell Simon to watch out hitting on your woman over there, because any country boy that'll do that, he need to be afraid. He need to be scared. I'm gonna keep my fingers crossed that don't nothing happen yet, Toxic. I'm gonna keep you gonna get you gonna get on a plane and go get them black caimans. You gonna go over there and do that? Child, we don't need you coming back like the man off of Happy Gilmore with one hand. We don't need all that. Oh, y'all are going to Ireland. Oh, I know, I'm just joking, Mr. Austin, too. Um, oh, be careful over there in Ireland. Have fun. Have some fun. Get some good food. Yeah, I was joking with you the other day, Mr. Austin. I was talking about that. You're gonna come back like the dude off of Happy Gilmore with one hand missing, and then for some reason I got on the balls and all that, and then give me two balls. I need two balls. I don't know. I was being silly last night, y'all. I was in a silly mood yesterday. I was in a silly mood. Sometimes I get that way. I like being goofy. Cause here's the thing. I like making people smile. It's fun. But I did, Mr. Austin. I took up for you the other night. I was telling Simon, don't be messing with your woman. That's your woman. And he needs to stay away from your woman. I was just saying. I did tell him that though. I got to get me some more coffee, y'all. I'm still waking up, drinking my coffee. That's why I love having these conversations with y'all in the morning. Just chilling. It's too early in the morning to be scratching and beating each other up and all this other stuff. I know that was so funny. Miss Lovejoy time at don't be calling me dear. And then you was you was steadily calling her dear and she was ready to curse you out. That was funny. Um Miss Toxic, James was telling you about his parents went to Ireland a few years ago and it's very beautiful there and stuff. Also, I will say this, they did tell me, my father and mother-in-law told me that if you see a sheep and it stops in the middle of the road, guess what? You just sitting there. Because you can't hit them sheeps over there. You have to pay for the sheep that you accidentally hit. Then you have to pay for every one of their possible offspring that they have for the rest of the time that they would have been alive, and every shear that they would have had, and all the wool and everything. Child, don't be trying to mess with them sheep over there. They know they protected. Them sheeps know they protected. Them sheeps be sitting in front of your car like, I know you ain't gonna do nothing because I'm protected, homie. Them sheeps got attitudes. Them sheeps with attitudes. It's the SWA, sheeps with attitude. Oh, have fun over there. Have a lot of fun over there. Eat some good food. When you come back, tell us all about it. I want to hear about it. I want to hear what kind of good foods you done got. And how was the flights and all those things, and did you have any run in with any sheeps? Because I done heard about them sheeps over there. They got like attitudes. They like, I know I'm the crap, what you talking about? The sheep just be sitting in the middle of the road looking at your car like, yep, you gonna sit right there because I said so. And they gonna lay down in the middle of the road and like, ha ha, I'm gonna make you sit here for 15 minutes because I can. What you gonna do about it? Not a thing. Because I'm the sheep with attitude, baby. And I got the right away. And this is my right. And them sheep probably be laughing at us. Just be sitting there going, I'm gonna make you sit here for 30 minutes. Could you imagine the sheep's brain sometimes? And sometimes I be thinking about what animals be thinking about when they be talking crap to us. I think animals be talking crap, especially cats. I think the cat be going through just smacking shit off the tables and just be like, what you gonna do? I just did it. And what? And I think that if y'all ever get a chance, look up a guy named Rockstar Comedy. But his Rockstar is spelled O-R or O-X. It's spelled different. His Rockstar Comedy, it's R-X-C-K star, Rockstar, but with an X in the middle. He is so funny. Oh, that's crazy. A homeless man was found beheaded. Man, could you imagine? No, okay. When people talking about beheading folks, right? Do you know how much force it takes to do some stuff like that? Like, it takes a lot of force behind it, believe it or not. That's why I said, I am gonna look. They were talking about there's new updates on the JonBenét Ramsey case. A lot of people was trying to blame her little brother for the thing at the time. But they say, she was grotted with a thing. There is no way I think he was 7, 8, 9 years old. He was real young at the time. And he wasn't that big and didn't have a lot of strength. You could tell he was a skinny little shit, right? Could have did that amount of damage to her. He wasn't big enough. And so I knew, and that poor boy had to go through that. Yeah, he a little in the head. You get what I'm saying? He may not be right, but for what happened to her, it's almost impossible for him to have been able to do that because the height differential, the fact that he would have had to pull it up so high, put that much force behind it. You know what I'm saying? As small as he was, like if you look at pictures of him when he was that age, he was very tiny for his age, right? The force that you have to exert to do that. See, that's a lot of things. Now they got updates on that. I am going to look more into the JonBenét Ramsey case to see. Boulder police did not handle that correctly whatsoever. That entire case was not handled correctly. It's so sad that child, how many years has passed now, still doesn't have justice, and nobody, they still have not completed the case. And it's sad that they just gave up on the case pretty much. It's still a cold case. Now, her family has been trying to fight to get justice. They've been trying to fight for more DNA testing and all these other things. If you actually look into it, they're actually trying to fight for more, to be done. But Boulder police is actually fighting back and not letting them do it. You get what I'm saying? Which I think is crazy. Wouldn't you want the answers of what happened to this child? Or you're just so fixated that you have one thing. You know what I'm saying? Get you some sleep, Mr. Austin. Don't be staying up. Get you some rest. You know what I'm saying? Get you some rest. And make sure you sleep good to, when you go night and whatnot and everything. But yeah, the JonBenét Ramsey case, I think there's so much more could have been done. And it really does sadden me about that situation that child still ain't got justice. Because that happened when I know me, myself, and I think I was a little bitty kid. And I'm a grown woman. Yeah, I don't know how long ago that case was. I think it was in the 90s. Um, so that was a long time ago. That case is, very, very old. Um, let's see. Let's see if I can find. That was in 96, I believe. Yeah, 1996. So yeah, that was a long time ago. You done went down a rabbit hole, didn't you, Austin? You went down a rabbit hole. That's what happens to a lot of us. Um, yeah, Miss Toxic. The problem with they are trying to do stuff with that case, but the Boulder police are actually fighting them on trying to do more DNA testing. Since DNA has become a thing, and now you can cross-reference a lot of DNAs with people doing the 21s and me's and stuff. They've been wanting to do that with that case, and it probably would break the case. But they're fighting them. They're fighting the family and different people who want to find justice for this child. And I think it's because I think they don't want to admit that they did wrong. And that's sad that a child, has to pay for their mistakes just because they don't want to admit they were wrong on something. Um, I still think the whole situation is crazy. Um, but 7 hours ago, they just did an update. JonBenet Ramsey's father plans to meet with Boulder police to discuss the DNA testing. He is still trying to fight to get that DNA testing done. I would play this, but it's Fox News, and y'all know they already hit me once. They may try to get me again, child. But he's trying to get they're trying to get more from the DNA. Yeah, they have the DNA, and the family and other people and different people are trying to fight for the DNA to be tested and to put in these new systems. To try, because I mean, here's the thing with he's trying to get that justice before he passes away. He's trying to figure out who did this to his daughter before he passed away, because Patsy been gone for years now. And they tried to blame it on the little brother, which is, he may be a little weird. I'm not saying he's not, because if you watch his interview that day he did, I think it's because of what he's went through why he acts the way he acts, if you think about it. I mean, could you imagine at 9 years old and you're blamed for your own sister's passing and what happened with her, and you're that little? You know what I'm saying? And that had to have messed him up. You know that did. You know he probably had to go to therapy and everything else. Yeah, they found DNA on her nails and in her panties. And the way they said what happened to that child, why ain't they first off retested that DNA, retested it, and now with all the different ways to cross-reference DNA, there's a possibility that they could find the person who did this. Very big possibility, because DNA has come a long way. And I think he may be on the spectrum too, Toxic. And I believe it may be the fact of could you, like, being accused of all that for so long and then living in the shadow of what happened to your sister, you know what I'm saying, and having to deal with that. I do believe that it did something to that child. I think that's the smaller size one. Oh, looks good. Yeah, well, we know that. I'm talking to my husband, yeah. But I do believe that JonBenet's brother may be on the spectrum. And I think he laughs and smiles when he's uncomfortable. If you paid attention to that interview, he seemed very, very uncomfortable with some of the questioning. And you could just feel it from him that he was super uncomfortable. And I think he laughs and smiles. And there are people who actually do that. When they get very uncomfortable, they'll laugh, or they'll like do this smile thing, and it's because they're uncomfortable and don't know how to deal with it. It could be also the fact that he was sequestered, and Could you imagine also with him being accused of that as a little kid when he went to schools and parents not letting him play with their children and how they ostracized this child when he didn't do anything wrong to him? There's no way that 9-year-old did that. I'm sorry. If you look at the what happened to her and you actually look at the evidence, there's no way he done that. A grown person did that. A person with more strength. If it ever did come out, it would make me like go what? It would make me go what? You know, because it just the evidence does not add up for a child to be able to do that. That had to have been a grown mofo to do that. You know what I'm saying? There are some people who giggle when, yeah, this is what I'm saying, Miss Toxic. Some people giggle when they're uncomfortable because they don't know how to do that. I don't think he would have been able to tie the knot. And they said that the fact that they had to pull it above her head and his arm reach, if you think about his arm reach, right, and his size, there's no way he had the strength to do that to her, right? There's no way he had the strength. Secondly, the person tried to do something actual with her, right? You know what I mean? 9-year-olds don't think about that. Most 9-year-olds, I said most, not all, because you know we still have a few, but and if you look at the size he was at that time, like the pictures, you can see him in the pictures. He was not strong enough to do that. It takes a lot of force to be able to do that to someone. He did not have the force to do that. And the fact of how high it would have had to been raised over his arms wasn't long enough. You get what I'm saying? He did not know about tying those knots in that specific way at that age. That was a grown person who did that. Now they did say that they found a footprint by the window that was by the basement where she was found. They also noticed that one of the where they had their luggage down there was disturbed right by that window. They found that window open. The police that were supposed to be there never took any fingerprints, DNA, or nothing from those windows when they should have. Also, the crime scene was messed up because of so many people in and out of the house. Yeah, there's no way that child, you know what I'm saying, could have done that. So that was a little bitty kid at the time. Good morning, Miss Lady Red. So a lot about the JonBenet Ramsey case, you know, doesn't make any sense. And I hope they allow the family to finally test the DNA, so they can actually find out who did this to this child. It's been 96, let's see, 2006 made 10 years. 2016 made 20. 2026 will make 30 years. There is no way you cannot tell me that you did not allow this to happen, because this case is over 20 years old. Technically, if we do it 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. It's 28 years old right now. It's not far from being a 30-year-old cold case that you would not allow the DNA to be tested. And Boulder police, I hope you hear this. You're wrong for that. Let that little girl get her justice. Come on. Even if you made a mistake, stand in your ish. I stand in my ish. If I do something wrong, I admit to it. If I do something wrong, I apologize. I think one of the reasons why they don't want to admit their faults is because they know that family could sue the living shit out of them. And I don't think they want to get sued. I don't think they want to admit they did anything. Here's the thing. You messed up. Your police messed up. Now this child has not had justice in 28 years. Yeah, but the problem with that Miss Lady Red is the fact of the amount of force. He wasn't big enough. If you look at the pictures of his size, he wasn't strong enough to be able to do the kind of damage that was done to her. He didn't have the strength at the time to do that. That was a grown person who did that. Um it would have taken a very, because the way that they said she was garroted, um if you do the thing, he would have had it over his head and been able to keep that strength without his arms wearing out. And he wasn't strong enough or big enough at the time. Well, if they do the DNA, and that's why I'm saying she had DNA under her nails and on her panties, right? If they do the DNA, then we'll finally get, they'll be able to cross reference with the everything. And I do believe that they did rule the family out through DNA a while back, but I'd have to look more into that. Hey, pretty black TV. Hey, beautiful. Um, but you got to take into account of what was all done to her, and the fact that the person used that amount of force with the grot. You got to take, they did find that big footprint right by the window. um there's a lot of information to take into account when you think about it. A lot of, and could you imagine though, all this time, Lady Red, if people been pointing at this kid, and he's not a kid anymore, he's a grown man now, but, and he didn't do it. Oh, okay. Oh my goodness, I got you. I got you. Um, okay. I got you. I got you. Miss Toxic, Miss um Miss did okay. Are you good? Are you okay, Miss Toxic? Can you type now? Because I unhid you. You should be fine. Let me make sure you're fine. Let me go over here. Uh, da, da, da. Are you okay? Are you okay? Miss okay. It was an accident. Somebody accident. It was accidental. I just wanted to make sure you were okay. Okay. Woo! We fixed it. We can see you. We can see you. I can see you now. So you're good. You're good. Everything's okay, Miss why is my everything's good, Miss Chosen. Everything's good, Miss Catherine. Accidents happen. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes accidents can happen. They can. Accidents do happen sometimes. So yeah. Anyway, I myself don't think that the little boy did it. I do believe it was a grown person, and I do believe it was somebody that knew the family. I do believe it was somebody who knew that house like the back of their hands. I do believe that it was somebody who had intention. Um, I believe it may have been a friend of theirs or a business associate, someone who knew them very well. I do not think it was a random person. And the reason I say I do not think it was a random person is, how would they know the layout of the house, and how would they know that room was in the basement? So I do believe it was someone that was close to the family. And I do hope they do the DNA so we can finally put this to bed and stop. We can all have our theories about this case. Like, some people think that the brother did it. Some people think, there was a while that people thought the mom did it, or the dad did it, or the uncle, or the a business associate of the father, or this person, that person. It's been rumored for how many people, you know what I'm saying, have been rumored to do this, right? Or accused, or, as if you want to say, How many different suspects do we have? We have quite a few. I would love for that DNA to finally go through where we can finally get justice for this child. I think that the child's got something wrong with him, to tell you the truth, Burke. I think something was wrong with that child, and I'm going to tell you what I think and why. I think living in his sister's shadow, I think he may be autistic and have some learning disabilities, and his parents didn't want to admit to it. And I think he may have, like, you know, he might be on the spectrum, and there's a lot of different things. And then even after she passed, that child never really got attention and all those other things. Like, he had to live in the shadow of that. And I hope that he got, you know, therapy for all the shit. I think that there was abuse going on in that home. They may not want to admit to it. Because those kids were severely underweight for their ages, severely small for their ages. I'm just saying, I think there was a lot of things going on in the house, you know, that we didn't know about. But I do believe that somebody is in on it. Yep, that person knew where the flashlight was. They knew where the pens and pad were. So somebody that was very close to them. And that's why I say, I hope they let this DNA go through. I hope they do the testing, and let the DNA finally speak for itself, because this way we can stop questioning who, what, when, why, and where, and finally get justice for this innocent child. She didn't deserve not to be here. Do you know that she would be, like, her birthday? Let's see. When was her birthday? She passed away in 1996 in December. Her birthday was 1990, so technically August of 1990. She was 3 years younger than me, right? She would have been 35 years old, if I'm not mistaken. She was born in 1990. So 2000 in 2000, she was only 6 years old at the time of her passing, because she passed in 96. In 2000, she would have been 10. 2000 and let's see, and so in 2024, she would have been 34. She would have been 34 years old. 34 years old this year. Probably had children of her own. You know what I'm saying? So much life that she missed out on because of all this stuff. And, you know, hopefully they do find justice for her. And it's really sad that this case is over 28 years old and you ain't found, you know what I'm saying? No, you ain't tried to do it. That's the only thing that pisses me off, is the Boulder police trying to block all this. They're literally trying to block the DNA getting tested. Why? I want to know why they're trying to block the DNA getting tested. Is somebody they know or higher up in the Boulder County District Court or police officer or somebody, did they have something to do with it? Because that's the conspiracy that it seems like, that they're trying to cover for somebody with more power. Why wouldn't you let the DNA be tested? That makes no sense. It also could be that Bert knows something or seen something that he's not wanting to say. It may be somebody from their family that he knows and he's scared to speak up. It could be somebody that he loves dearly and doesn't want to tell on. That's also a huge possibility. But somebody is being protected over there for them not wanting to do the DNA. Come on now. What police district wants that hanging over their heads when they could solve the case with DNA? It makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense whatsoever for them to be blocking the DNA testing. unless they're trying to hide something. That's the only thing that makes sense. But y'all, I do in a few minutes have to, not right this second because we're still talking, but I just want to go ahead and put that out there. I do have to leave because today is the hubby's birthday and we're gonna have fun together and do our little thing. And you know, I'm hoping that he has a good day today. He's without his parents this year because obviously they're in different places. So I know that's a sad moment for him because he loves them very dearly, and we all do. But you know, I'm gonna try to make it the best day ever. But it ain't gonna be long that we'll all be together in one place. So that's gonna be awesome sauce. But yeah, somebody's being protected in this situation. Because why wouldn't they want the DNA testing done? That seems very unusual and very strange to me, you know? It just really does. Well, you know, they did say that it's all they have and they don't want to use it, so they're left without it. That is very true, but um the thing is with this, as far as DNA has come over the last 20 years, once they have the DNA profile, like if and if in case the profile itself, um they can replicate it after that and they can test it against different things. So I don't know if it's because they don't understand how DNA works or what, but technically there's a lot that I could understand that though, if they're afraid to use up, like if they've already did some testing and they don't have but very little. Because here's the thing people don't understand about DNA. If she had DNA from one of her fingernails, there may be very few skin cells left, and they're afraid if they use them, they won't have them, blah, blah, blah. They're, you know, that's what I was thinking also, Toxic Orchid. That they could take the results they already have and start cross matching it and putting that sample into the database. Like if they've already tested the DNA and they have the DNA profile, right? The profile. Couldn't they then take a DNA profile of every suspect that they believe to be a suspect and do a cross reference? Then they could do a match at the end with what they have left. And if they get a complete match, then they know they got their person. Why haven't they done that too? Because you can take a DNA profile and match it up to others, right? So it just seems like they've not collected any DNA from any possible suspect. That's what it seems like to me. That they only suspected the family, so they only got DNA from the family. Obviously, the family had to be ruled out through DNA eventually. Or obviously they would be in jail because they were very hardcore on the family. Now, possibility, you know, I'm not saying it's true. If Patsy had anything to do with it, she's gone now. Did they test her DNA before she passed away? But it would still show a familiar DNA with Burke because he is Patsy's biological son. So they would have been able to break that down. That's why I don't think it's anybody that's technically kin to the family, because I believe they've already tested the family's DNA to see if the DNA that they found was a familiar match and stuff like that. That's why I don't think it's the family. I think that it's somebody that was very close to the family, knew the family, or knew the little girl, had been in the home. They knew too much about the property and how to get in and where to be to not be. Now, I don't know if it was a close relative or just a friend of the family. You know how that goes. The only reason I don't think it was a close family member was because if they've already done the familia DNA, they would be able to rule out anybody that was kin because it wouldn't show familia DNA unless they were married into the family. Now, that would be a way that they could be a close family member and not share a DNA match, right? So it could be a person that is married into the family, like an aunt and uncle, but they were not blood related to JonBenét herself. They were married into the family. So I believe it was somebody that was very close to the family, though. They knew too much about the house and the layout of the house. A random person who was just in love with a little girl because she was a beauty queen would not know that house like that. They would not know where they keep things in the home. They would not know where the pens and pad were. They would not know where the flashlight was. There's a lot of things they just would not know. And they would have ended up waking somebody else up in the house looking for all those things. This person knew exactly how to sneak up to JonBenét's room or to get her to come down, or she went down there with the person willingly because she knew them. You get what I'm saying? So it had to have been somebody that child knew, because I believe, this is what I believe. I believe the child came down for something to drink and whatnot, and whatnot. And I believe Burke was down there too, going, "You're gonna get us in trouble," and whatnot. And it was back steps from the kitchen, if I'm not mistaken, of where the children's bedroom was. And then they went down another, different places. I believe the reason that the parents didn't hear anything, and the reason I do believe I believe Burke saw something and he's not telling. I do believe that. I do believe that Burke saw something and knows who did it, but is not telling. And I think that's why he seems so deceptive, because he's trying to protect someone. Now, I believe that person is a family member or a very close friend of the family, and is somebody that he really loves, and he's scared either they have threatened him his entire life, or he really cares about them and doesn't want them to go to prison for it. So he's in that moment of being torn between his sister, who is gone, and the person who is still here. That's why I think it's someone very close to the family. And I believe that child followed him all the way down to the basement. And that's why nobody heard nothing. Because the child, if there's no struggle, you're not going to hear nothing. Right? If there's no struggle, you're not going to hear nothing. I think the kids knew who the person was. And I would hope that Burke would come out. And there is a possibility. Now, I will say this. I don't know if y'all know anything, but when traumatic experiences happen, some people black it completely out. He may not remember what happened that night. He may have blacked the entire memory out of his brain. He may not remember shit from that time period. It is very possible. Very possible. The only way, now I'll tell you something that they could do with Burke. They could put him under hypnosis and see if they could unlock those memories. It is possible. I know of a lot of people who block out traumatic experiences. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want I've seen the layout, Toxic Orchid. I wouldn't want my bedroom that far away from my child, myself. I want to be able to hear my kid, He could have also been very threatened. And we really don't know the sequence of every single thing. We know what their theories are on certain things. Now, we do know for a fact that the actual bad part happened possibly in that room. We do know that, right? But there's other things that could have possibly happened in different rooms of the house that we don't know. And for the fact that the police let people come in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out of that house, and everybody was stomping around, a lot of evidence was actually destroyed and was no good, right? So because of that, or whatnot, I still want to know. Now, the one thing that I always found strange about the father was how he knew his daughter was in that room, or to even think to check that room, or why didn't they check that room sooner? You know what I'm saying? Because if my child was lost, I would check every room in my home. Every room in my home. I would check any little crawl space they could get into. I would be checking every little tiny corner and crevice. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would be going blitz and psycho and crazy. I would be outside checking the entire property. I would be checking any shed I had on my property. I would be trying to check everything I possibly could if I didn't know where my child was. I would be running around like a maniac. Maybe that's just me because I love my kid. I would freak the F out. This whole story has a lot of holes in it, a lot of craziness in it, in my opinion. But I am fixing to get ready to get off here. I do have to go get dressed, y'all. I have had an amazing time with y'all this morning. Thank you all for coming in. That is true. They may have looked real quickly and just ran around because they were in a panic state. You know, there's a lot with that case to me that just, I hope they do the DNA so we can actually figure it out. I hope that they can do the DNA and, you know, and finally get justice for this kid. And I do believe with the, how good we've got at DNA and with all the people being in databases nowadays, and with people doing 21andMe's and stuff like that, I believe they could possibly find the person who did it. I do believe that. But I you know, we'll see what happens. I'm sad for JonBenét herself. And you know, it's sad that a young, beautiful soul was taken so young. And this goes for any of these cold cases. There's a lot of them, you know. But I'm going to go ahead and get off here. Y'all have a blessed day. I will see y'all later. I will be here back in the morning. Probably just chilling, you know, because it's the holiday season and I'm trying to chill for the holiday season. I don't know about y'all. But I will see y'all all on these streets later. I hope you all have a blessed and beautiful day. Remember to take care of yourself today and all days. And that you are never alone. Please keep smiling, keep your head up. And I love you all, my beautiful angels. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for everybody that gave me a click, a view, a like, a share, a membership. Thank you to everybody. You know, I'm a very appreciative of, you know, if you sent me a Cash App or, you know, anything that I'm appreciative of every single thing. Just being here chilling with me. Thank you for that. I just want everybody to always feel appreciated and cared about and your voice to be heard on my channel. So I just want to say thank you all and have a beautiful, 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 blessed day. And I hope you have the happiest of days today. And for the holidays. And happy birthday to those who have a birthday. What up? Sending love to you all. And we're going to talk about this some more, child. I'm going to look my way into this JonBenét Ramsey case, child. And we're going to see if they pull up this DNA. Because I am ready for that baby to get her justice. Much love, my beauties. And I love you, my angels. I will see y'all later. Bye.
I'm from the TUPELO. I'm reppin' my hood, so love I'm gon' show from the TUPELO. I'm reppin' my hood till the day that I go from the TUPELO. I'm reppin' my hood, so love I'm gon' show from the TUPELO. I'm ripping my hood till the day that I go.
I'm from the west side, we don't need no introduction. This was the best ride. We all big boy rolling and holding. Come take a test drive. Hilldale, Evergreen, Glenkirk, Outer Street, bending every corner on the west, and that's where I'll be. Sunroof back, Captain C banging down 1800, chunking up the deuce to my post slanging down on 1800. Show no love to the ladies that's training round on 1800, making time stand still. Crystalline swinging down on 1800. Watch watching out for them knuckleheads that be stinking round on 1800. Big rims and low pros be blanging round on 1800. Better completely change the way you're thinking about round 1800. Really hate to see you boys get left slanking around 1800. Out of street got some history, just let Captain C lay it out. If I don't finish it all on this one, let the second verse break it out. Remember the blue apartments and OG standing back there by 60 deep. Bull walking, car glue, a big Anthony Hughes and Pee.
I'm from the TUPELO. I'm repping my